guys, Ashley here. Today I'm super thrilled to be giving you my review of A Court of Frost and Starlight by Miss Sarah J. Maas. I've been waiting a year for this. I'm so excited. And if you did not know and you're somehow out of the loop and forgot this was happening, ACOFAS is book 3.1 in the ACOTAR series. It is only 229 pages long. It will not take you very long to read at all. Took me less than a day. And I sticky noted the shit out of it. And I thought I wasn't. I was like, oh, it's so short. Or is it gonna make me feel the same way? And it did. It freaking did. ACOFAS takes place right after the events of ACOWAR, and we are following people in the city of Velaris in the Night Court and how they're just sort of dealing with the aftermaths of this post-war society, how Feyre is fitting into her role as High Lady. This one we also get multiple POVs from different characters. We get like Cassian, Nesta, Moore, Rhys, I'm get there in a second, and Feyre. So it was really nice seeing from their perspectives. You get to know a lot more about their background, where they came from, who they are as people, other than just being like a part of the inner circle. You get to know them as people, or Fae people, whatever you want to call them. In the first chapter, I was like, oh yeah, we're reading from Feyre, like no duh. And then chapter 2 was Rhysand. Rhys. Plot-wise, not a lot happened in this book, but I will just say this book is an emotional puncher. It just hits you with the feels. And it's kind of like what I needed. I was having Sarah J. Maas withdrawals, and then here it is, your fix. This is your little fix she's given ya. It also does a really good job at setting up the events for her next trilogy that's like a companion series to the ACOTAR, which I wasn't so hyped for because I had no idea what it's gonna be about, and what it's gonna be about, I was right, and now I'm really hyped for it. I can't wait. Okay, but yeah, that's all I have to say for the non-spoilery part. I did give this one 5 out of 5 stars, duh. I really can't say much without going into depth like what happens, spoiler-wise. So, if you have not read ACOFAS, go do it. It will only take you like 4 hours. Just go read it. Trust me. I know a lot of you people did not like it, but if you know me, I'm trash, so you shouldn't be here if you didn't like it, because I'm just gonna be talking about how much I liked it. So, if you haven't read it, goodbye, leave. Are you gone? Bye! Alright, let's get down to business. To talk about ACOFAS. See what I did there? Yeah. Okay, so like I said, ACOFAS takes place right after the events of the war. We get to know a lot about the Illyrian soldiers, warriors, whatever you want to call them. Cassian, Azriel, and Rhys are helping the camps up there in the Illyrian mountain, and how certain clans might try to rebel. They're worried there might be this Illyrian uprising. These parts honestly weren't my favorite. It didn't do a lot for me emotionally. Character-wise, it didn't do that much for me. So yeah, if you know, near the Illyrian Mountains, I believe somewhere is the cabin. That iconic chapter 55 cabin, you know. And damn it, Rhys. Damn it. Every time he's in this cabin, he was like, ooh, there's that table. That table where I had Feyre there with the paints. And I'm like, boy, every time are you just gonna talk about this table and how you had sex with Feyre there? Cause like, boy. Speaking of sexy times, can we talk about when flying in the sky one time? Rhys was flying in the sky and they just did there, and then they crashed on it. This boy, man, and his hormones. I cannot. How do you expect me to continue when I just read you, Sarah? You can't just put stuff like that in here, and then I'm just like, huh? They're so busy that you have to have sex in the sky. So we learn living situation wise, obviously Elaine and Nesta, they're still very much getting accustomed to their Fae bodies. We have Elaine is sort of living with them within the townhouse, and Nesta is still a bitch. Still don't like her that much. She is living in the equivalent of slums, this really horrible building. And we have Lucien. We even have Lucien living in Velaris, kind of. He is also kind of staying with Jurian. But yeah, we're just following them. They're all together for Solstice. Kind of like their version of Christmas. Also, I forgot where they said this, but can we talk about the solstice? We learn is the same day as Feyre's birthday, so Rhys is like, of course, I gotta buy you 2 presents. What? Feyre is only 21 years old? What? She's younger than me? What? I don't know why that was so shocking. I forgot how old she was. But yeah, going back to the Illyrian soldiers, we get a lot of background on just their upbringing and stuff. So at one part, Cassian's flying in the sky, and he talks about the blood rite, which is where all the Illyrian warriors gather together and they try to reach the top of the mountain and touch this weird stone that I don't know what does, like emanates this weird power. You have to have your wings bound, you can't use your powers, and no magic, whatever. And you make it to the summit of the mountain. And that mountain is called Ramiel, and we learned that's the night court symbol. And that's where the 3 stars appear every so often. So that was a little nice tidbit. Like I said, we get a lot of background information on here, so that's exciting. That was cool. Obviously, the wall was taken down and now the human realm is exposed to the fairy world. So we have that thing going on. So I'm pretty sure that's where the next book is gonna go. Of course, you know, Tamlin's court is the only one that's bordering the wall. And if people want to try to integrate into the human realm, they gotta go through Tamlin first. So what does Rhys do? He goes and has to talk to Tamlin. I know you people hate him. I used to hate him too. I kind of still hate him. Those 2 lines he had in ACOFAS, Feyre, be happy, just literally still breaks my heart. And it's so sad. It's like, you were in love with her, you're so in love with her. You gave part of your powers to Rhys and it's like this weird relationship and I feel so bad for him. It breaks my heart. So yeah, Rhys goes and visit him. He asks Feyre like, hey, you wanna come? I'm gonna go talk to Tamlin. And she's like, fuck no. She's like, no, 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 no. I don't want anything to do with him. Never, ever, never. So Rhys goes and oh my god, this poor emo child at his mansion. We go back to the spring court. You know, we haven't been to the spring court mansion since ACOFAS, and it's just like decrepit. Everything is messed up, destroyed. The flower garden, it looks basically like shit, and this child's just in there. Everyone's gone. He has no servants, nobody. Lucian's left him. He visits him every so often, but that's about it. And it's just horrible. It looks horrible. It's decrepit, and he's just a little emo child. And I was just like, oh. And oh my god, I think it's the second time that Rhys visited him to talk, because Lucian was like, you shouldn't be so hard on him, be the better male. And Tamlin asked him, do you think she'll ever forgive me? Huh? I know you hate him, again, know you hate him, but how can you not feel for that heartbreak? So sad. Other news, there's no structure to this review, okay? I'm sorry. I forgot how much I love Cassian and Feyre's relationship. They are so freaking funny. And particularly when they were decorating for Solstice and they have all these pine needle things and are decorating it and they're kind of drunk, and then Asriel comes in and he's like, seriously? Asriel is such a mom. He comes and fixes it. He's like, these children, they don't know what they're doing. And then Amren comes in and she's like, okay, who let Feyre and Cassian decorate? Excellent, excellent scene. I just love the camaraderie between the inner circles. And that is probably the best part of these books, is when they're all together interacting. Those are my favorite bits, because these personalities just come out and they just work so well together, and I was loving it. I was loving it. I just love these characters so much, and I would die for the inner circle, and I love the inner circle. Okay, I love it. Ooh, and speaking of decorating for winter solstice, so there's like this weird tension around Nesta and Elaine. Everyone is not quite sure how to act around them. Only Feyre's, no, like, let's invite them, and everyone's like, So eating dinner, so they're all preparing for dinner, they're all in the room. Elaine's with Feyre and Asriel walks in, and I believe the quote is something like, I felt my sister go still. I could feel her go still. You know why? Because Asriel just walked in and Elaine is never gonna be Lucian's mate. I'm sorry. She's gonna fall in love with Asriel, and I don't care if you only ever get one mate in your life. Is that how it works? I don't know. But Asriel and Elaine, I can tell you so many things that happen with them. Let's just go to that. She's been baking all day, so she's gross and wearing her apron, so she's like, I'll be right back, I gotta go change. And then of course Cassie and then they start like, filling their mouths full of food, no consideration for anybody. And Astra's like, no, let's wait till everyone is seated. He's waiting for Elaine to sit before they start eating. And these two, like, he's still kind of hiding for more. Secretly his heart, he wants Elaine. He doesn't know it, but he wants Elaine. And I just we forget that Amren is also forever stuck in her Fae body, that she chose to be here. She chose to be in it. When they're all having dinner and she's talking about how it's such a pain, she should have chosen a male body. It's difficult to use the restroom. And I was just like, this girl's a badass chick, like badass. And she's worried about using the bathroom. I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny. And then after that, I'm like all over the place plot-wise. Again, sorry. So along with the getting ready to Solstice, we have Rhys dealing with Tamlin and then like the Illyrian warriors. The other kind of subplot happening here is Feyre dealing with her position as High Lady, and she's understanding how much wealth that her and Rhys have and how kind of like unfair and privileged they are in Prythian. They can just spend whatever they want, and there's still so many people that don't have houses, they're without families, they have members who have died in the war, and she just like really isn't used to being able to freely spend money whenever she pleases, because remember, she for a long time was a breadwinner for her family and she didn't have that spare coin whenever you wanted. So it's just her dealing with that, and everyone's talking about this war and how life-changing and dramatic, but since we only saw from Feyre's route in Aka War, we weren't in the war. We didn't see firsthand the war, only a little bit when Cassian, Nesta, and Feyre's dad were fighting the Hybern King. So she finds her escape painting and doing art. She kind of takes up this place, and this lady named Polina who died, her family is letting her rent out her studio there kind of deal, and she's painting there secretly. So she has this idea that she can paint and become a teacher, maybe teach other children who have lost their families and are also dealing with this PTSD post-war thing, and maybe they can vent out their feelings through arts. Feyre is a big believer in the arts, as we know, and that was really nice. It's kind of just really cool to see our favorite characters that are so fantastical find joy and pleasure in such mundane things, and I really liked it, and that was really cool. Alright, and now I'm gonna fast forward. Again, I don't know if this is in the right order. I'm fast forwarding to Solstice and those events happening, okay? Okay, so they're preparing for Solstice, and you know, everyone gets dressed up. Feyre decides to wear her starfall gown. That famous scene in ACOFAS bonded her and Rhys. She's wearing that one and Rhys can't take it. And then Amren's next to him like, boy, control your sense. I love this girl. This is why I love this girl. So yeah, they're all waiting. They're hoping that Nesta will come. Feyre visited Nesta. Of course, she's such a bitch. She's at the bar. She's been drinking a lot. Apparently, she's been taking a lot of men to bed. She doesn't give a shit, basically. And Feyre basically has to bribe her, being like, look, if you come, I'll pay your rent. Because even though she could afford it, she decides to ask Feyre for money, which is just pity and horrible. But so we hear a knock on the door. It's like, and who's there? It's Lucien, my boy, and this boy bought presents for Elaine and Feyre, this precious little boy. But then he like gets mad over something stupid and he leaves. Like I said, he's living with Vasa and Jurian, and he calls them the Band of Exiles, and I don't know why this was so funny to me. I'm like, the Band of Exiles, like who do you think you are? Like the Lost Boys? Like what is this? Oh, but I should mention before Solstice, we have learned that our boys are Illyrian babies. They had this little tradition before Solstice, and Mor brings Feyre and they went to the mountains. And I thought this would be some like badass like fighting or something, training. No. Do you know what these fools are doing? They're having a snowball fight. Precious Illyrian babies. You're just having a snowball fight. That was really funny. But anyway, fast forward back to Solstice. Nesta does show up. There's a knock and she shows up and everything's tense and awkward and Cassian can't even look at her and I just ha 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 ha. And of course it's Feyre's birthday, so they bring out a birthday cake for her and I think they sing for her. This part was kind of cringy for me. I don't know why. It's just like a simple task of bringing out a cake, but it was just kind of like, okay, we're doing this. Since there's such a fantastical world, doing mundane things like singing happy birthday and like lighting a candle is just like, huh. But what got me emotionally was that the tears were the same pictures on her dresser in the cabin in the woods. So good job Elaine on that emotional hitter. Yeah. Oh yeah, and so they exchanged gifts. Mor's gifts. Let's talk about that. Cassian asked Mor what to get her specifically and he gave her this weird lingerie and that just makes Asriel be like, huh? And like they got each other matching sets, which was, that was kind of weird. That was kind of weird. But these presents that shook me, okay? So Elaine, eventually, like, everyone's already done giving their gifts, and Elaine has a present, and she's like, here, this is for you. For Asriel, who, she didn't get a present for anybody else, except for, I think, Feyre, and she gives one to Asriel. He didn't even get her a present. Oh, and she gets them into this little vial of medicine or tonic or whatever, and she's like, here, it's for your headaches because I always see you rubbing your temples. Girl, that means she's been watching him, like being like, oh, like she watches him and she's like, ooh, this will cure your headaches. And Asriel bursts out into complete laughter, and so does the whole inner circle, and it was just so sweet to see them all happy. And again, like Asriel, Elaine, Heart, we need to find a ship name for them because honestly, but Oh, and then Feyre also opens Lucian's presents, and so does Elaine, and Lucian gave her gardening gloves that won't get destroyed. And again, I don't ship them, but I feel bad for Lucian. I'm like, oh, you kind of tried hard, you kind of did, and I feel bad for you, I really do. Nesta leaves, no one bought her presents, she's just kind of pity. She just leaves, and Feyre gives her the money. Nesta ends up taking it, and I'm like, oh, why did you take the money? You should have just, come on, end this stupid shit. It's pointless. She's leaving, and Cassian, I think that kind of hurts Feyre a lot that she took the money from her, and she's trying to like fall back, and Cassie comes to grab her, and I'm like, oh, he's grabbing her to support her and being like, it's okay, she'll come around eventually. No, no, no. And this was such a short scene, but it was my fave. It was my fave. He pushes Feyre aside, runs out the door, and goes after Nesta. I forgot how much I love them. I really did. And he's like, I'm gonna walk you home. And she's just like, go home, Lucian. He keeps following her. He got her a present that he's holding in her hands, but she keeps telling him to go home, and she says his name, and that kind of throws him back because she never says his name. She's just always referring to him as you, like go, blah. And so that's like the final straw, and he lets her go. And then he throws her present that he specifically decides to tell us that he spent so hard searching for, and he throws it in the sea or the ocean, the river, whatever the hell that is. He throws it. I'm like, dude, no, don't throw it. Save it. She's gonna come around eventually. Just save it. And now we'll just never know what that is. Oh, that broke me. That broke my heart so much. These boys try so hard, and these women just are not having it. And I'm like, come on, bitches. Stop it. Stop it. But yeah, she walks home. This is where we get into Nesta's point of view a little bit. And you kind of understand what she's going through, because you forget she's going through so much. She's going through PTSD from the war. She's going through being not human anymore and being in a Fae body, but also the death of their father. She was there when her father was killed. That's a lot going on. So now I understand a little bit, girl, why you so stuck up and bitchy. But still, don't mean you have to be rude to my boy Cassian. Respect the man bun. Just go with it. Let's talk about Feyre and Rhys and their little solstice night. So they went on back to the cabin, and you know some sexy shit is about to happen. And I'm like, okay, so if you didn't read Tower of Dawn, you'll know, and you know me, like that smut disappointed me, or should I say the lack of smut. So I'm like, oh, this is only a 200-page book. We're probably not gonna get anything in this. Oh, I should have known when they went out to the cabin this was gonna happen. And like as his gift, Feyre like gives him a vision of their child being like, let's have a baby. And I'm like, who? Baby. But then they like start having sex. Oh my god. When they're up against that wall and he did this weird thing where he made her go into his mind, like to see what he was doing. Is that a thing? Did you know that they could do that? Just switch like that? He was like, I want you to wash yourself. This was like chapter 55 all over again. Ha! Anyway, that's that. Before the sexy times, you know, Feyre's admiring her dress. It's her favorite. You know, she says all the dresses that he gets her are her favorite. She's like, oh, so where did you get these dresses? And he's like, you didn't know? My mother made these. His mom made them? This is where I started crying. I was like, yeah, like, am I gonna cry in this short book? Maybe. No, I lost it. His mom made every single one of Feyre's dresses for his future mate in life. Damn. I wish Tamlin wouldn't have killed his family and Feyre could have known them, because I'm sure they would have been lovely, like his sister and his mom. I'm sure we would have loved them. And he's like, my mom would have loved you. And oh, also, I'm sorry, I just skipped everything and went straight to the sex. But like before that too, you know, she gets rid of her eye tattoos and he puts the Night Court emblem on them instead. So now she has the mountain on her hands. Another thing about getting Rhys's perspective is we get his mindset about these sexy times, and shit, holy shit, like I just... Turned on Rhys is just too much for me to handle personally, and I just have to walk away for a little bit and then come back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Also me reading the little sneak preview, like, oh, this is some Cassian and Nesta shit. Okay, people, but let's talk about this extra scene, because I kind of, out of the whole book, I like this extra scene the best out of the whole book. This exclusive sneak peek we get into the next series, which I don't even know when is gonna come out. Okay, so we know this next scene, and I think you know this next scene. I didn't think I was going to, but there was just so many moments, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good already, and I am here for it, and I'm so ready for these books. So much more excited than I thought I was going to be. So yeah, we're gonna follow Nesta and Cassian, and their camaraderie and their just chemistry they have is just so interesting to read. This extra scene follows Cassian. He's banging on Nesta's ratchet ass door, where she literally has just had a one-night stand with a random guy, and she's getting ready. And this is where I was saying earlier how when we're in Nesta's point of view, we get a little bit of more an understanding of how she's feeling. She talks about a lot of that here, and it was really nice actually reading from her point of view. I enjoyed it. But yeah, she kicks this guy out. Cassian comes in and he's like, you can at least change the sheets. I can smell literally every male you've ever been with in here, and probably so can they. She's like, well, that didn't stop them from sleeping with me. And I'm like, oh my god, girl, you're so feisty. Their whole back and forth, I'm loving it. He brings Nesta to Rhys and Feyre's new like estate that they had, because that was his present to her as well for winter solstice. Let me just buy you a house that you can design on your own. So they're all there. Amren's there, yada yada yada, and Feyre's basically like, we're kicking you out of Valerius. And I'm like, is this serious? This is on the last page. I'm like, damn, are we gonna be this cold to her? This is where the series is going? Like Feyre isolating Nesta, like she has to like thrive on her own? No. I screamed at this part. I screamed. Feyre looks at Cassian and he's like, you're coming with me to the Illyrian mountains. Holy shit. Oh my god. I am so excited. He is gonna wear her down so much. Can you imagine? Nesta's just gonna be up there training with all those people, and you know all those men up there have like this prejudice towards women anyway, and fighting and doing stuff. They kind of are very traditional. I think they should just be in the house doing chores. I'm so excited. Can you imagine the tension that's gonna happen between them? Because she's just gonna be so angry towards him for bringing her up there. There's gonna be a lot of sexual tension, I'm sure, and it's gonna be epic, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh, I forgot to mention this earlier. Hoop all over the place. Oops. Remember when Cassian was up there and he visited that shop owner and he bought clothes for all the people because there was going to be a storm? I love Cassian. Nesta, love Cassian. We're definitely gonna get a lot of Nesta and Cassian. We're definitely gonna be getting a lot of Elaine and Asriel, Lucian and Tamlin and all those things. But I'm just really thrilled that Feyre and Rhys are gonna be in the next installment. Even if it isn't from their POVs, they're still gonna be very much involved in the story. I'm so glad. And oh my god, are we gonna get a Rhys Feyre baby in this? Maybe so. Maybe they will be. Alright guys, that was my very long review of A Court of Frost and Starlight. This book was only 200 something pages long, so I wasn't expecting for me to have a lot of things to say, but how long is this video now? Is it 30 minutes? Is it 15? I was aiming for 15, but that is all I had to say about A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. Please, please, please comment and like them below. I love discussing any theories, things you liked, things you didn't like, things you freaked out about. Just go all out in the comments. I reply to every single one of them, and I will talk with you. I will talk with you because I finished this. No one else I know has finished it so far, and I'm like, I need to talk my feelings, especially if it involves Cassian and Nesta and Elaine and Asriel. I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. Alright guys, my name is Ashley. This is ACOFAS. Thank you so much for watching and dealing with my trashy Sarah J. Maas self. I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye guys. Thank you.